Hello there, this is the Bookkeeping Master on YouTube. Welcome to another video. In this video, I will teach you the basics of the fixed asset register. I will briefly go through what the register is, why a fixed asset register should be kept, and I'll go through some fixed asset register templates with you, a basic template and a more advanced template, and you'll be able to download those templates all for free through my website. You should know the basics of depreciation before watching this video. So if you don't understand the basics, then watch my free depreciation basics course. It's available on my website. It's available on YouTube. If you don't understand the basics of depreciation and assets, depreciating assets, then you're not going to understand the fixed asset register. So go ahead, find that course and give it a watch. So what is the fixed asset register? It is a document that contains lots of information about assets within a company, business, or other entity. And generally, the information that it includes are the things listed here. So you would expect to find on the fixed asset register all the assets that the business currently owns, a description of those assets, and also the location of those assets. So if you think of a big corporation, a big business that may have a warehouse and a few offices and a depot and things like that, there are going to be assets scattered throughout the business premises. So not just a description and a list of the assets, but where those assets are. What you may also find on a fixed asset register is like an identification number for each asset. And that identification number is usually branded or stuck on to each asset, just so it links to the fixed asset register. You'll also find information about depreciation. So depreciation rates, the net book value of each asset, useful life, when the asset was purchased, when the asset was disposed of, those sort of things. The fixed asset register may also detail who is responsible for each asset. So if there's damage to an asset, you'll be able to see on the fixed asset register who is responsible, who oversees that asset. And it may contain other things too, but this is the basics, the bare minimum really of what a fixed asset register should include. Now, why keep a fixed asset register? Well, I think if you had a document with this information on, which I've been through so far in this video, I think you could draw your own conclusions on how that information would be useful. I'm sure you can identify why this information is important and why a fixed asset register should be kept. But to help you, here are some reasons why a company, a business, or other entity should have a fixed asset register. Number one is accuracy. So your asset records are likely to be more accurate and up to date and easily accessible if they are on a document named the fixed asset register. If all asset information is kept by different departments, if all asset information is just kept in the financial accounts, which can be messy and not easily accessible by those who need to review assets within the business, then obviously there are some disadvantages there. A fixed asset register keeps everything up to date, everything accurate, and easily accessible. A fixed asset register can also help with decision making. It's much easier in a board meeting to view the fixed asset register to see which assets the business has, which are expiring, which need to be disposed of, those that need to be replaced, etc. It's much easier doing that than walking around the business premises trying to find each asset and deciding what to do with each asset. Compliance. So from an accounting perspective, there can be a regulatory requirement, there could be a law that requires you to have a fixed asset register. So that's another reason why a fixed asset register should be kept. And then we have prevent theft and fraud, or fraud. Assets can go missing if they are not listed and reviewed and found and identified frequently. So to prevent those things happening, you can have a fixed asset register, which should help you to easily identify if an asset is missing. So let's go through a couple of fixed asset registers. This is the most basic one, which I'll load up first. I have one here, which is for straight line depreciation. This is a very basic fixed asset register, which you can download from my website, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. We have the asset number, so that's like the identification number, a description of the asset, when the asset was purchased, the cost price, the estimated salvage value, useful life in years, and then yearly depreciation. This is actually a formula which is based using straight line depreciation, that straight line method, and it is the cost price minus the salvage value divided by the useful years. And you'll know all about that if you've taken my depreciation course. We then have accumulated depreciation and net book value. And once again, net book value, this should show automatically. And it's basically the cost price minus the accumulated depreciation and a disposal date. This is a very simple fixed asset register template. It is handy, it is useful, but you could make it more complex than it currently is. You could add things like depreciation by year, so the register shows the forecasted depreciation for the next 10 years for this office desk, or the next 4 years for this motor vehicle. You could have a column for the profit or loss on disposal, and you can also have multiple tabs down here for the different types of assets. So it could be that this tab is for computer equipment, and you have another tab with another register which is for plant and machinery, and another tab for motor vehicles. So you could categorize the assets and have a different asset register for each category. Now on this template, on this second tab, I also have a reducing balance fixed asset register. So a fixed asset register that uses reducing balance. Very similar columns show, but this time we do have a depreciation rate because that's needed to calculate depreciation using the reducing balance method. Once again, we have net book value, disposal date, etc. I have a more advanced fixed asset register template which is loading up now. This one contains a lot more information, is a lot more complex. I'm not going to go through it in this video, but it is available to download from my website for free. All you need to do is head over to my website, freebookkeepingaccounting.com, click on free stuff, find the depreciation course. If we scroll down, it's currently here in the center. This is a free course. It's all available on YouTube. You can learn all about depreciation and depreciation methods. I really suggest you take this course if you haven't. And right at the bottom, you can just click this jump to link here. At the bottom of this course, you'll see the downloads for both of those templates. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you in another video.